Hi, this is Ernie. I'm the guy who had $6 in his checking account to now having millions of dollars. Today, I want to talk about how to make money at home without having to ever leave, without having to go, go to a store, buy something and sell it online. No, we're not talking about that. Are we talking about creating something on Canva and template and making a couple $100 here and there? No, we're not even talking about hundreds of dollars. We're not even talking about thousands of dollars. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars each month by spending about 30 minutes a week, not even a day, 30 minutes a week. How are you going to do that? I'm about to show you. For those who have never followed my videos or followed me or watched my videos, I am here showing people how to make money. And it's actually very, very simple if you know and figure out how to do it. It only takes 30 minutes. What I'm doing is whatever shares of stocks I have or ETFs, I am selling something called call options or put options against what I have. Selling put options requires cash. Selling call options requires stocks. But before I confuse the heck out of everybody, let me just show you the type of money that I generated last week on last Friday. There you go, $7,467 from this one account alone. And which account is it? This is the account that I created using LLC. After I sold my condo, one of my properties, I sold it, took all my profit and created an LLC. Why did I do that under LLC? Because you could pay yourself through 401k, profit sharing. You ended up paying a lot less in tax. So I encourage people to look into it if you have decent amount of money to invest. But how did I generate that money? It is actually quite simple. I don't recommend everybody to do it, but I invested in a company or ETF called SOXL, as you can see up here. It's a 3X fund, and as you can see with the warning, it's extremely risky. I don't recommend anybody to touch this unless you are very well experienced or extremely experienced and you know how to use options. And this stock, believe it or not, used to be, $70. It had a peak and came down, and then it peaked again and it came down. And with a lot of the news that's coming out, I believe this is going to eventually go back up. Do I know when? I don't. But given the market conditions, I do believe that this is extremely undervalued and it will eventually go up. So how am I using this to generate money on a weekly basis? So what you have to do is you got to go to options. By the way, I'm using Charles Schwab. It's one of the accounts that I ended up opening, but you could do this with pretty much anyone. So remember, I have 10,000 shares of SOXL. So what I do is, currently it's trading at 78. I am now selling options at $12.50. What does that mean to sell it at $12.50? That means I'm going to get about 40 cents per share. So I'm going to get about $4,000 selling options. Not only that, when it gets exercised at $12.50, now it's this price. So I'm going to make another profit of 70 cents. So overall, I'm going to make about $1.10, which is close to 10% in 1 week. 10% profit in 1 week. Yeah, you heard me correctly. 10% profit in 1 week if it gets exercised at $12.50. If it doesn't, I'm still going to generate 41 cents, which is close to 3.5%. So if you have $100,000, that's $3,500. All you have to do is sell every week, every Monday, religiously every Monday, and you could use that money, accumulate, pay debt, pay your expenses, or just reinvest so that it will continue to go up. In my case, I'm There are so many ways like this. It's not just SOXL. You could do this with SPY. You could do this with Mara, Nubank, Microsoft, Apple stocks. There are so many of them. All you have to do is learn how to sell options. And you might be asking yourself or asking me, aren't options extremely risky? Yes. If you buy options, it's extremely risky. 90+% of people who buy options end up losing money. So why am I encouraging people to do this? No, selling options, as soon as you sell, money is yours. Yes, money is yours. It just shows up in your account, and just like checking account, it takes a couple days for a check to clear. Yeah, it takes a couple days for a trade to clear, but that money is yours. There's no waiting until Friday, and you could use that money to use whatever you want. In my case, $7,500 every week. That's about $30,000 a month. That's equivalent to, I think, making maybe $500,000 a year. It is totally, totally worth it. All you have to do is watch my videos, learn how to trade options, and these are completely free. I don't have any classes. I don't have a paywall. I don't have any courses for you to take. All you have to do is watch, learn, and replicate with whatever stocks or ETFs you have, so that you'll be able to enjoy life like I have and retire in your 40s. Isn't it amazing? Yeah, I play pickleball. I spend more time with my kids. I go have lunch day with my wife. This is the type of life you can have if you want. And some of you might not have money saved, right? So you need to make some hard choices in life. Cut expenses, save as much as possible, build that capital so that you'll be able to invest. And you don't have to wait until you have $10,000 to invest, or even $5,000. Even if you only have $5, just keep investing and adding money whenever you save money. Like, for example, I'm going to do another video on like tiny little things, but once you have enough money, you'll be able to get this type of a return on your investment, so that your money is making money for you, so you do not have to work 9 to 5 or even overtime to put food on the table and enjoy your retirement. I know this is very complicated for some or many of you who have never invested, but this should be a motivation for you to invest, because this will enable you to enjoy your financial freedom. Please like, please repost, and for those who have never watched anything like this before, comment and I'll be able to answer all of your questions. I actually do reply to most comments. Direct messages, I'm a little bit behind because I was sick for about a week, but please watch and learn how to do this, and this will completely change your life. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow.